What's going on, people, and welcome to another episode of Too Many Games and Not Enough Time. Now in Too Many Games, I get to sit down with some amazing creative individuals and find out what they're playing now they have some time on their hand. Now the world is in crisis. COVID-19 has taken over the planet, which means we're all quarantined and we have a little extra time on our hands. Now make sure you like this video, make sure you subscribe to keep up with all the games that we've got. Every Too Many Games that we've got. Now right now, I am very honored to have this guy. Yes, this guy is a shoutcaster for CSGO. This guy will be spinning the decks around the world. But you see what? When he's not serving up headshots, you might see him serving up some first dates. The one and only Austin Ventour in the building. Welcome to Too Many Games, my G.
Hello, mate. That intro was the best intro I've ever had. That was sick.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, no problem. Thanks
So
for having me.
welcome to Too Many Games. Now, obviously, like I was saying, like you DJ, but you're very well known for being on first dates. But you are a big gamer.
Yeah, so I've been a gamer ever since my uncle bought me my first ever gaming PC. And back then, I can't remember how long, maybe 12 years ago, it was a £1,500 PC. And I literally threw it in the bin about a year ago. That's how quick technology advances. It was worth nothing. So ever since then, I've been a avid PC gamer. Don't really play consoles, but yeah, like avid PC gamer.
All right, so let's get straight into that. All right, so quarantine's going on. Like, you travel the world a lot, whether it be going on holidays, whether it be DJing. I see your Instagram, I see you flexing on them. You're always out and about, but right now you're not able to be able to travel. So you're at home, you're getting some more time in with CSGO. So for the people who don't know, Counter-Strike Global Offensive is a first-person tactical multiplayer shooter by Valve. It's very different from like the Call of Duties. It's very kind of tactics based. This is your game. Why do you love it, and why have you been putting so much time into it?
Other than obviously, I think it's one of the biggest competitive games out there. Obviously, other than League of Legends. That's probably why I play it the most. But ever since my uncle got me my first PC, I've been used to I've been used to Steam, and obviously Valve, who's made Steam. So I started on like Half-Life 2, Gary's Mods. All those games are source engine based, and I just thought, okay, well, and then I moved on to Counter-Strike Source, obviously with the source engine, and then obviously that got updated to Counter-Strike Global Offensive. And I'm pretty good at it. So I think if you're good at a game, why play another game? And I never really had time doing all the kind of hobbies and jobs that I do, DJ and first dates, my normal day-to-day job as a waiter. I never really was able to put the time down to become a professional gamer. But with that said, I still bang out the hours on Counter-Strike. I've probably got over 5,000 hours on Counter-Strike Source and Counter-Strike Global Offensive together. And people say that you become a professional if you get to 5K hours. So I'm kind of thinking now in quarantine, maybe it's time to join a team and see what's next.
Yeah, that's actually really interesting. So like 5,000 hours is basically averaging what a pro player would be on CSGO.
Yeah. So I think they say 5,000 hours of anything. Let's say you do 5,000 hours of chess, 5,000 hours of makeup, then you become a professional at, like, more or less. So I'm at that stage now, and I've got nothing to do. So why not bang it out?
So what is it that you love so much about CSGO? What is it about the game that really draws you in? Because so I do, like, you know, I'm a video game presenter, and I host a lot of Fanatics event, and Fnatic have a huge CSGO community, and whenever we do the CSGO tournaments, like the lines are out the roof. Like people who love this game just love it, and I think it's got such more a loyal audience than something like a COD or a Fortnite, which are a lot more kind of people kind of jump in and jump out, because CSGO hasn't had the easiest ride. There's been times where CSGO was janky as hell to get it to where it is now. So what is it about this game that really like connects you?
It's the following. It's the game is so old. I think the Source 2 engine was made in I don't even know, like 2000 and something. And for a game to be still this huge in 2020 and have such an old engine and have such a huge following, a huge fan base, do you know what it is? It's watching the game. If you watch 5v5 CS competitively, to be honest, it's one of the best games you can watch. The tactics involved are unreal. There's so many different ways that like the game can go. And if whoever's watching this knows about R6, Rainbow Six is similar to Counter-Strike, but there's even more things you can do. So if you think that the game having so many tactics makes it good, it doesn't, because Rainbow Six, you can shoot through walls, there's angles that you can make up, like shooting each other from anywhere really. I just feel like Counter-Strike is the perfect balance of learning the basics and then learning like the top kind of things you can do, but there's so much in between that. Like I could play against a pro and I could technically win one day, because it's all about like it's difficult to explain, but the main reason is the following, the fan base, really.
Yeah, and I like when I watch people playing CS:GO, like in the tournament, like a split second of moving to a corner can just take somebody out. Like it's crazy that people learn the maps so inside out that to the point where it'll be a split second of moving that could just lose that match for you.
And that as well, and not just that, but in the maps there's skyboxes, so you could technically throw smokes and flashbangs, which are the utility that you can use. Obviously a smoke grenade, you can't see through it, and a flashbang will blind your vision. So it's 5 players all working as a team. So Astralis are the best for tactics on Counter-Strike. They're a professional team. If you watch some of their stuff, all 5 of their players could throw a smoke grenade in such a way that it will allow them to take hold of a bomb site, even if it's full of the other team, and they can get on that bomb site and plant it, just because they've learned and they're so used to the synergy together. That's why it's so good. Like you watching Arsenal and Chelsea, and they've trained for years and years as a team, and for Arsenal's probably the best example. They're probably one of the best teams in football. They work so well together. They haven't got the best players in the world. They haven't got Ronaldo, nothing like that. But the way they synergize is so good, and that's why it's good to watch Counter-Strike, because you can find teams and you can practice. Don't get me wrong. When I'm playing online on Counter-Strike, like I'm going to play later tonight, I don't play with people who are like that, and I spend my time raging and just getting fuming because everyone's rubbish and nobody wants to work together. But that's like the same as playing for Sunday League. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like you play Sunday League because you like the sport. It's the same for Counter-Strike for me. But I don't just play Counter-Strike now. I've just found I like ever since Battle Royale came out, I love Battle Royale, and I've just started playing Call of Duty. Unreal game.
Cool. So before we get into COD, I just wanted to ask you, the thing with CSGO is it's got a community and the game's been around for years, but a lot of people feel like there's too much baggage to kind of get into it now. So obviously Riot's just dropped a new game, makers of League of Legends, Valorant, which is basically CSGO meets Overwatch. But it's very much, it plays very more similar to a CSGO more than a Overwatch. Have you played it, and has this game come out affected the CSGO community in any way?
So I've heard a lot about this from the pros. I'm never going to play Valorant. I'm CSGO like till I die. What I've heard from most people is that Valorant, I know it's not officially released yet, I don't think, but it's a good game, but it's boring to watch. And they've not really, where Counter-Strike's been out for so long, it's had so long to perfect the maps and everything that makes a game competitive. Obviously, Valorant's new. It looks great, and I think it plays great. I haven't yet to try it, but I've heard everyone saying it's just so boring to watch. So I'm never going to be playing it. I don't think it's ever going to take over Counter-Strike. The only thing that's going to ever be better than Counter-Strike is when they finally release the Source Free engine and the new Counter-Strike.
Sick. So you've been saying that another game that you've basically gone to, which is part of your so much games out there, your backlog, is Warzone. You've got into the Warzone Battle Royale. You've been in the gulag, banging it out, man. What are you loving about Warzone?
I just love Battle Royale. I love the fact, for me, like, gaming is like an escape. So obviously from reality. So you're in a game and you get to have a gun, and obviously I'm not going to go out and shoot loads of people up, but I get to do that in a game. Do you know what I mean? It started from Fortnite, really. I never wanted to play it, but the thought of like having all these players on one server and then like kind of doing Counter-Strike is cool. And then Fortnite was just inundated with loads of children, and that's just all long. Then Apex came out. I played a bit of Apex, didn't quite grab me. And then now Warzone's here. No, sorry. And then PUBG again, a bit broken. The game wasn't that good. Warzone came out. I played it once. Unreal. Because I used to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare on the PC. I kind of stopped playing Counter-Strike and played that for a bit. So I'm, but I never anymore, because then you can kind of like run along walls and all that stuff. And I don't know, is it Advanced Warfare? All that stuff's rubbish. But this Warzone is sick. And when I heard 150 people in one server, all the old Call of Duty maps, boy, I downloaded that quick time. And I've actually just bought the multiplayer as well. Yesterday. So I'm downloading that. And I can't wait to just start unlocking more guns and just literally bang it out. I want to start streaming it as well. I think Warzone's going to be around for long.
I think the reason why, I think Warzone's done an incredible thing, because like you said, like PUBG came out, and even though PUBG exploded, it was really janky, was very broken, and then it was a little bit too serious. And then Fortnite, obviously Fortnite released, and when Fortnite first released, it was a game, it wasn't even a battle royale. And then when they added that battle royale, like people jumped onto it, but it was, because it's very cartoonesque, it was, like you said, it was just flooded with kids, and it was that infrastructure of kids and adults, and it just, like, children love it. Some adults still love it, but it just doesn't have that realness. And then Apex has done really well in communities because it's really good in diversity. Like, you see a lot of black characters and characters from different races. But I think COD has been around for years, and they know how to do shooters. Like, they know all of the shooting mechanics, and I feel like they've taken all of the best bits from Battle Royale and put it together, where there's certain games of service where they just take really awful things, and I feel like Activision took their time, and rather than rushing it out, they actually said, "Wow, let's get all the best bits." And think, this is it. This is their first Battle Royale game. Can you imagine what it's going to be like in 5 years?
Yeah, because they've said they're going to keep it as Warzone, and they're not going to try and release a new one. They're just going to update it and make it better. And do you know the best thing they've done? The thing that Battlefield ruined, making it free. As soon as everyone knew it was free, that if you had to pay for Warzone, it would not be as successful as it was now. And do you know what else is sick? The Gulag. The amount of memes I've seen in the Gulag, they've absolutely nailed that on the head. They've just released an update where you can play free trios, old school battle royale, where there's no gulag, there's no respawns. You don't get a gun, you just spawn and you have to loot. I think that's not going to be that popular, but obviously as long as they don't get rid of the gulag, they keep it as they've done it, and they keep updating it. I think it's going to be 5 years time, we're going to see £1 million tournaments and everything, because it's too big though. The game is huge.
Yeah, it's massive.
100, I think it's like 200 gigabytes if you want the single player and the Warzone. But
are you playing it on console?
No, I don't. No,
Yeah,
don't
I was
touch
gonna
that.
say you don't play console, so you're playing it on PC, yeah?
Yeah, I can't.
Is it cross-platform? So you playing
Yeah,
against?
yeah, exactly. And that's another thing. If it
That's
wasn't cross-platform, wouldn't be as big.
Yeah.
Like being able to kill people. Like I'm normally playing with my friends, and they all play on PS4. I'm the only PC guy, and honestly, it's so good playing against consoles because it's so much easier on PC.
It's amazing. So, too many games,
Yeah.
not enough time. We know what you're banging out non-stop. We know what's on your backlog, but this has affected you not only not being able to go out, but you actually work in a gaming arena, gaming bar, where people can actually come and play games. Platform, where I shot the Final Fantasy VII Remake GGR. Really cool venue. How's this affected, like quarantine affected your actual life, and obviously being able to be in places like Platform and interact with people on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, it's rubbish really because obviously we've had to close because we're a venue and nobody would ever come and see us. Everyone's on lockdown. Luckily, there's such a great like small community in Platform, and where it's in gaming. And I don't know if you guys know, but the gaming industry is over 2 times bigger than Hollywood.
Yeah.
So all the investors and everyone kind of running Platform knew that as soon as this is all over, the money's flooding back in. So they've sorted us out as employees. We've been on like furlough. They're looking after us and making sure we're all okay. So that's good. But obviously, as a company, it's going to be all dependent on whether people want to come out or not. But not only that, it's given them the ability to. So obviously, as a gaming place, gaming hasn't stopped. There's still ESL tournaments going on. Everyone's just playing from home because of the joys of the internet. So Platform have just released the WFH League, which is the Work From Home League. CS was last week. FIFA starts this week. So they're still kind of doing stuff. People are still working, and it's not like it's just completely. Everyone's kind of at home bored and not knowing what to do. They're still looking to open new branches. I think we're opening one in Oxford Circus, etc. So I think for any kind of gaming industry related venue or company, this isn't really done much because everything that you can kind of do from a venue you can do online, obviously apart from selling the banging pizzas we sell and serving alcohol. So yeah, it's not really affected us at all, to be honest, other than I'm just at home.
All right, last question for you is, I'm in quarantine as well, and I'm interested to see what your answer is going to be. What game do you recommend that I should be playing while I'm in lockdown?
I'll tell you a game that you should definitely be playing. A game that has sucked. If I start it with my boys, honestly, it feels like 20 minutes has passed, and you look at the clock, it's been 6 hours, and you're like, how have I been on this game? It's called Risk of Rain 2. Have you heard of Risk of Rain 2?
No, break it down for me.
So Risk of Rain 2 is sort of like a dungeon crawler. You can play it 1 player or up to 4 online. There's loads of different characters. You start with level 1, you start with so each character has their own specific abilities, mouse 1, mouse 2, a special ability and a utility skill. It's kind of like, how do you explain it? So you start on stage 1, you've got to kill monsters to get money, you unlock chests. They then unlock random abilities. So like, for example, you can get one that increases your attack speed, one that increases your health. You get ones that you have a chance of releasing a rocket. And it's random every time. So every time it's like a dungeon runner. So every time you do this dungeon, stage 1 up to stage infinity, it just keeps scaling up. And if you're good enough, you can just play it forever.
Is it an MMO?
No. So it's like, I don't even know what it is.
It's like a dungeon crawler, pre-generated stages.
Yeah. So what can happen is you can play it one day and you get all the sick loot, and then you just start absolutely shredding monsters, and you can just literally sit there, click once, and you can just set off a chain reaction that just starts mullering everything. But it's not that easy because as you get stronger, everything else gets stronger. But 100%, you need to play it. It's sick, and it's still in beta.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely going to check that out. That sounds sick.
But you'll be there for hours, I tell you that, mate.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining me on Too Many Games. If anyone wants to play with you on CSGO or Warzone, where can they find you?
Just go on, I don't know, my gamer name is Wazda, W-A-S-D-A. So you can find me there. I don't really know where people can find me. I've never really thought about that. Because my kind of gaming life and my real life are so separate. I don't, other than casting at this new league that Platfrom have made. I'll put all the information on my Twitter or something like that, and you can find me there at Austin Ventour.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining me again. Now, I want to know, what is your favorite game? What are you playing? Are you more a CSGO player? Are you more a COD Warzone? What is your favorite game? Have you heard about this dungeon crawler? I ain't never heard about it, and I know like bear games, so that's really thrown me. So let me know in the comments below if you've heard of that game and if you are playing it. I've been Mr. Midas, he's been Austin, and we're out.